Yeah, we table talking, it's a different topic. Every episode, man, it's a different project. We can kick it, rock it, come and talk about it. Let your voice be heard, we'll be table talking.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Table Talk It. This is gonna be episode 2. I know I said episode 2 is gonna be with the guys again, the House of Broken Cards. But I don't know when we're gonna have a chance to all get together again. These are gonna be the guests. We have Isaac and we have Kris. Hey guys, say hi.
Hello. What's up?
Alright, so let's get into the questions. The first question we have right now is, okay, we're all growing up. We're going on our 3rd year out of high school already? Something like that? I think, this is going on our 3rd year, right? Yeah.
2 years.
Is growing up what you expected it to be at all? We're in adulthood now, we're starting our 3rd year of adulthood. Is growing up what you expected at all?
Yeah, I mean, even in high school, like, you get an idea of what adulting is like.
It's gonna entail.
Obviously, when you're young, you just think you can do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to get into, like, I don't know much about, like, financial stuff yet, like, stuff like that, you know, but I have to start learning. It's kind of, I expected this.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just be sitting on your ass all day, you know what I mean? Like, you have to do something. And that's kind of why I joined the Army, because being in there is just going to be like a starter, a starter for life, you know, and I mean, yeah, it's adulting. It sucks honestly. Like I said, when you're young, you just can do whatever you want and
Be reckless.
Yeah, in a way. And then once you start adulting, it's not like a whole lot of stuff changes, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you move away and stuff, you'll like
Have to adult quicker.
Yeah, like you can speak over the phone with like your parents, your siblings, or whatever. But it's just better to do it in person, and like they can actually show you. But I expected it. I was prepared, you know. And like I said, in the Army, there's a lot of resources, so it's true. I can learn. I've been getting pretty smart over there. In a way, I'm surrounded by a lot of smart people in the intelligence field, so I feel like sometimes I'm not that smart, but I really am.
You learn from a lot of other people.
Yeah.
And that's one of the good things about, at least, not moving out of town after high school or whatever, but as you grow up, you meet other people, and you can learn from them. Like I said, I mean, like the whole reason for this podcast is that everyone's going to bring something different to the table, and we can all learn from each other. And so that's basically kind of like the vision I have for the podcast, and that goes towards life and everything. I mean, you're going to meet new people are going to come and go, but you'll learn at least one thing from every other person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and you have to surround yourself with people who strive for greatness. You know what I mean? People rub off on you, bro. I have a roommate over there. He's a great guy. Everything, like, I like him as a person, but as a soldier, as a student, he is not the best. He's just lazy. And it sucks because I can't confront people and be like, bro, come on, get it together. You know what I mean? I tell him every now and then, like, you have to do this, bro, you have to do this. But it rubs off on me, like, we have PT, which is physical exercise. So we have PT, and he always has an excuse not to go.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to have an excuse as well. You know?
I get you.
But I don't let it because I do it for myself, you know, to be better. Where was I going with this? People rub off on you.
Yeah.
And being a good person, I don't let them fall, you know, because sometimes he won't wake up in the morning. He won't do the things he's supposed to do, and I tell him, I remind him, because even though he's not the best soldier, and even though sometimes he gets me mad, you know, it's my duty as a soldier, like his battle buddy, to be there for him, to get him, set him straight, you know, not set him straight, set him straight. Yeah,
I guess
I don't want to leave him straight. That's but yeah, like, so I with that, I try to rub off on him to be a good soldier, but sometimes the negative just wins. You know what I mean? So surround yourself with good people, and they'll rub off.
You, Kris, were you prepared? Did you expect this at all as growing up?
Yes, I was prepared on growing up. I knew as soon as you start going out of high school, you're gonna have to start learning things on yourself, by yourself, to better yourself. Not your parents are always not gonna be there to hold your hand and be like, you need to do this, you need to do this. If you don't, like Isaac said, if you don't have that strive to be greatness, then you're not gonna get anywhere in life. You're gonna stay stagnant. So no matter how bad everything seems, at least try doing something. Move forward. Don't just stay stagnant, because once you stay stagnant, you die. Kind of like life is like a shark, I guess, in a way, because sharks, they move forward, they can't go back, and if they stop moving, they die. So
for real? I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So then you have to kind of be like a shark. You can't stop, because once you stop, like you said, you're gonna start coming up with excuses like, hey, if he did this, I can do this.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't have to do this because he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Always strive to do that extra mile, extra push, extra thing to do and get ahead of life.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta work. That's what adulting is, bro. Just hard
Put in
work.
work.
Hard work, dedication,
Yeah, never stopping.
persistence.
Cause life sucks, bro. Life is gonna come at you. It's gonna look at you funny. It's gonna do whatever to try to get you down.
Course.
Yeah, not always. Sometimes life is awesome, you know. Most of the time too. But when it tries to get you down, you just have to look at it and be like, no, you're not. Everything's gonna be alright, you know. Like, tell it, and it's just all your perspective. If you have a mentality of, I remember Coach always used to tell us, like, if you go in there, because we played big teams, right? If you go in there thinking you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Like, we go in there as a team and we work together, and if you believe you're gonna win, we can win.
Yeah.
You know. You have to have the right mentality.
So like he said, the mentality part, like going in there with an open mind and saying like, hey, I'm not gonna just roll over and show my belly just because like the teams we were going against were bigger. So like sometimes it was like this dude was like a pick for like a D1 college compared to us. We were small, not didn't have that much strength, but yet we still gave him a challenge. That's how you have to take life.
Yeah.
Life is gonna be one of the biggest players you're gonna play. You have to go at it like 100%. Out of high school, I kind of did get stagnant, and I fell into like a bad part of life, where I was just like, you know what, screw everything. What's the point? And funny enough, my dad's kind of saw this, how I was veering off to like just being just a nobody, like just like staying home, working a 9-to-5 job, like, and just killing myself. Not in that sense, okay, but like killing myself in a way like I'm gonna be working too hard to get so little.
Yeah.
So how we knew this? Me and my brother started reading into different philosophies. I really got into philosophy. Like that was a big part. Like right out of high school, I started reading a lot. Yes, I'm dyslexic, but I can read. But I read this book. I read this book called Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, and it was that book kind of helped me out a lot. Like it did. Not saying like it's gonna replace anything else, but and I'm not saying I'm not unreligious either, but because in the book it tells you you have to have a higher being.
A faith.
You have to have a faith. It's not like it tells you it tells you to expect the unexpected and just love your fate. Whatever's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You can't do anything about it because that's your fate. Anything out of your control, like I can't control what you're gonna do next. So might as well me just adapt to it than getting mad like if you say something or you doing something and getting me mad. It's like, no, don't do that. As humans, we're related in there's one big old circular system, and it's in the beginning of the book, it tells you wake up and realize that you're gonna come across people that are angry all the time. You're gonna come across people that are sad, happy, mad, annoying, bad people. Just deal with it as best you can, and do not like take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Always just help them out, help people out. Be a good person, and the main three things you live by and stuff like that is amor fati, meaning love your fate. Memento mori, that we're all gonna die at one point. So don't like, oh, what's gonna happen? No, just realize that we're all gonna die at one point. You can't fight it. It's inevitable. And memento v it starts with a V. I forgot how to pronounce it. It's old Latin, and it just says remember to live. And those three things you gotta understand in life. Yeah. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die at one point. So stop worrying about other people and just worry about yourself.
Yeah.
More fati, meaning just love your fate, man. You're gonna do what you're gonna want to do, and you can't control anyone else around you. You can rub off with them, like you said, but at the end of the day, he's gonna make his own decision. Yeah. You're gonna make your own decision, and in that sense, that kind of got me like in a best way where I'm like, all right, cool. I stopped worrying about other people. I stopped worrying about what's gonna happen. To be now, I just live my life a day at a time, like where I'm just like, all right, cool. Let's see what the day holds in store for me today. So I go as it comes, and I adapt towards it. And so I picked up a lot of different views in life coming out of high school because I started reading a lot more.
That's good. I want to start reading.
I don't know where I saw it, but I think I was just looking through Instagram. There was a video of some guy who was like, you know what? I bought 12 books, and I was gonna read one book a month for a whole year. But he was like, but I read 0 books. And I was like, oh. But I thought it was a pretty good idea, just to buy 12 books, or like buy a book a month and just read it, so that at least you have 12 books under your belt. You know.
Yeah.
It's a good guideline to go through.
You just knowledge up, bro.
Yeah.
Reading, you know. I like it.
As growing up, would you expect it at all? Honestly, yeah. But at the same time, obviously, in life, no matter what you go through, you're going to be blindsided by certain things, you know. But by the way I was raised, shout out to my parents and my family and everything like that. They helped prepare you, you know. School didn't help prepare us at all. I mean, yeah, there was certain things, certain aspects. I mean, like sports helps prepare you for life. Some teachers, you know, but the things that you learn in high school don't prepare you at all for life, you know. For the most part, it's who you grow up with, your family, your friends, and stuff like that. They're the ones that prepare you for life. And so, I believe, personally, I was decently ready to. I expected the most, you know, just because of the way I was raised, because my family. They were like, you know what? Throughout high school, it was like, this is what it's gonna be. This is how it's gonna be. You gotta learn it now before it surprises you in the future, you know. And so, for the most part, it's what I expected for the majority of it. But at the same time, like in life, you're just gonna get blindsided by a whole bunch of stuff, and you're not gonna know how to react to it. You're not gonna know how to go about it, you know. But that's just a part of life. You just grow. You grow. You learn. You do all these things. I mean, that's the beauty of talking to other people, meeting other people, because someone could have gone through something similar that you're going through right now, and they can guide you. They can give you that strength. They can give you that guidance and stuff like that, and that'll help you. You know. and that's just how I feel about it, you know.
And meeting people is awesome, though. You just get different views. Yeah. I myself, I keep to myself a lot, you know, and I won't talk to somebody unless
They talk to
me. Yeah. But it's awesome just meeting people from different places, especially because they grow up different, you know, and they think different, and it's just cool having those people to talk to. Yeah.
The next question we have, in regards to, like I always said, people are gonna come and go and stuff like that in life. You're gonna meet new people. People are gonna leave and stuff like that. We lose a lot of people in life. We go along the way. They're gonna come into our lives, whether they get really close to us, whether it's just like a daily, hey, how you doing, and stuff like that, and then we never see them again, you know.
Yeah.
We're gonna meet a lot of people. We're gonna lose a lot of people. When we lose them, if they got super, super, super close to you, how do you deal with that? Like, how do you deal with heartache, heartbreak? Because, you know, even if they're a friend and they leave or they switch up on you or stuff like that, it hurts, you know? So, in a way, your heart does break. It hurts. How do you personally deal with losing somebody that you have grown to love?
Yeah. That's tough. I mean, personally, I haven't lost anybody like that, you know, in that way. I've had good friends, you know, and they've fallen off, but it wasn't like
on bad terms.
Dying.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I've never had anybody. I've never like ended a relationship, a friendship on bad terms.
That's good.
But it's the same as like it's gonna rub off on you. You're gonna determine how you want it to affect you.
True.
Right?
Yeah, it's a big part of it too.
Yeah, because if you're gonna cry over it, if you're gonna be in your room in the dark,
devastated.
Yeah, like it's gonna affect you badly.
Yeah.
If you just go out there and be like, well, and it sounds very cliche. Most of what we talk about it sounds very cliche, right?
Yeah.
But it's the truth.
It's true.
It's the truth.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
It sounds cliche, but
dang it, I forgot. But yeah, like it's. I don't know what I was gonna say, and it's gonna kill me. But I'll let you talk. I'll think about it.
Like you said, it does sound cliche, but throughout high school, you always think like, oh, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna do this. Like, you gotta admit, as
that's
kids,
not gonna happen.
As kids, we always thought like, nah, whatever. Like, we're gonna stay friends to like the end of our times.
Yeah.
Luckily, that all three of us have stayed really good friends, and hopefully it continues. But like you said, it always says it sounds cliche, but it is reality. Like, once you get into high school and you realize that people that you had a conversation with every day and you got really close to and everything, all of a sudden just kind of, and it might be like you said, they didn't end it or anything. It's just they just fell off. Like they went to do their own life. You can't stay mad at them for like, hey, you stopped talking to me, or like I stopped talking to you. Like, you can't do that because you're trying, like, how it goes back into that other topic of how's growing up. Everyone's gonna try doing their own thing to better themselves. You can't tell them to like, oh wait, no, we need to stay friends. Maybe it wasn't meant to be for you to stay friends. So in a way, yeah, like it sounds cliche, but it is true. You can't deny it. And like, if you do deny it, then you're blind. You're blind to your own,
to the truth, the reality of what
growing up is, and like losing people. Like my grandpa used to say, before he passed away, he had lost his youngest brother, like the baby brother out of everyone, and my grandpa was very quiet, never liked to talk a lot, but he had, we used to call him a man with few words but wisdom, and when they found out that his younger brother died, it's like he said, he cried for a little bit, and he chose to deal with it, as in like, alright, I'm crying because I miss him. But the next day, he was acting fine. He completely fine. Normal day, he was joking around with us, and we were like, what the hell? So one day I asked him, like, hey, Grandpa, like, why'd you stop? He goes, and it's funny because he was very blunt and very, not blunt, but like very humorous. And he'd be like, I cry over spilled milk. It is true. Like, I take that into like consideration too, because like when he passed away, keep in mind I cried for like that duration of like, okay, yeah, that's it. Like, I'm not seeing him anymore. But at the same time, like, I remembered his words of, why cry over spilled milk? If he passed, I can't do anything. My crying is not going to bring him back. Me being sad and not wanting to do anything is not going to bring him back. And in fact, it would probably piss him off even more. So I took that into heart now. So like, if someone walks out of my life, or someone decides to be like, you know what, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to do it. All right, cool. That's on you. I'm gonna keep on doing what I want to do, and I'm not gonna cry over spilled milk. If you decide to come back into my life, you're more than welcome to come back. I'm not gonna tell you, no, you walked out once, I'm not gonna let you back in. And that's basically how it comes back into stoicism. Like, it tells you,
yeah,
like, people are gonna walk in and out of your life. You're gonna miss people. You're gonna love people, and you're gonna have to kind of overcome the emotional part. And he says your heart's the strongest thing that has feeling towards.
Your heart drives.
Me and Phil talked
more than anything.
Me and Phil talked about it. Because once you control your heart, your mind, your rest of the body is completely useless to you after that. Because your mind will tell you, can tell you that's not love, that's just emotion. And you can set that aside and continue to do what you want to do. No matter how hard your heart wants you to tell you, like, that's love, your mind can still tell the heart, nope, it's not, get over it. Yeah. And you can live like that. Maybe not be the best, but you can. And that's why I think the mind is the strongest, most definite thing in the body.
I feel like your heart is. Your mind, yeah, because, like you said, if you can control your mind, you can do anything. Yeah, I agree with that. But that's only if you can control your mind. Your heart, you can't control your heart. Your heart's going to want to do what the heart wants to do. And that's why I said it's the most overpowering part of your body when it comes to heart and mind. Because your mind, your mind can tell you something. It's like, oh, that's not love. That's not love. And you'll be like, okay, yeah, that's not love. But then your heart aches for it. Your heart aches for it. So your heart's gonna want to drive towards that thing. Your heart's gonna want to drive towards that person or that hobby, that career. You know, like, that's why I say your heart is the most strongest part of your being and your soul, is because your heart is going to want to do what it wants to do regardless of whether or not you can tell it what to do. That's why I say that your heart's stronger than your mind, because your mind, you can control your mind, but you can't control your heart. And that's why
you can't control your mind all the time.
Yeah, but for the most part you can. You can't, like, at all, you can't control your heart. Your heart is going to want what it wants.
What do you think, Isaac? Because me and him already had this conversation time and time again.
We've gotten into a discussion about it.
It's the mind, bro. There's no doubt about
It's
it.
the mind.
Yeah. Like, I understand your point. You know, like, the heart, it drives a lot of things. But I mean, scientifically speaking, it's the mind. You know, the mind controls everything. But it's always a battle. You know, like, between the heart and my mind. It splits you apart sometimes. You're like, oh, like, my heart wants this, but
my mind
says that, yeah.
I'm in a constant battle. Every day is a constant battle between my head and my heart.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like that, you know. A lot of times.
Yeah.
But yeah, the mind, you just, like Kris said, overcome. If you can tell your heart to not feel that way, and if you really don't want to feel that way, you'll find activities, you'll find things to just get your mind off of it. A heartbreak, and stuff like that. You know, like if you lose a friend, I'm not saying, oh, don't go cry, don't be strong.
Yeah.
Like cry, bro. Crying is one of the best things you can do. Let it
It's the
all
best
out.
forms of therapy.
Yeah, I wish I would cry more,
Yeah.
but I can't. I don't know.
It's weird, yeah.
It takes a lot for me to cry.
Yeah, for sure.
And like going into it, we lose a lot of people in life, you know. In 2020, the end of 2020, like when all this COVID stuff started, and we were like a couple months into it, because it started in like March. Well, that's when we got into lockdown. Lockdown in March, like towards the end of summer, the beginning like August, the new school year or whatever. Well, we had already graduated, but like towards the end of the year, I did lose a lot of people. And I mean, that's a part of life. Obviously, when you graduate from high school, you're gonna lose a lot of people, you know. But it was weird because it was the people that were closest to me at the time, and it completely like surprised me and blindsided me. It was like, damn, like I thought you were gonna be here for me since day one, you know, and until forever. And like the growing up part, like there's things that are gonna blindside you, and that completely blindsided me because it's something that I didn't expect. Like I got people saying that it's like, oh well, I got bored of your friendship. And I was just like, okay, yeah, exactly. I was like, what does that have to do with me? You know, I was friends with this one girl. She got a boyfriend, and she completely cut me out of her life. And I was like, well, we're friends. You know, like why do that?
Yeah.
There was another person that I was best friends with, completely best friends with, and one day to the next, she blocked me out, stopped talking to me, just completely didn't want to be my friend no more. And that one was the one that hurt most, you know. And how you deal with that? I mean, personally, like, yeah, it sucked, you know. And for a month or two, I was devastated. But I realized that crying over spilt milk and being in my room complaining to myself about it every day wasn't gonna help me grow, wasn't gonna help me be better as a person in life. It wasn't gonna help me feel better. It wasn't gonna help me do better in life just because I'm complaining over it and not doing anything to work towards growing, you know. And then I finally realized that, and my mind completely changed. A spark popped into my mind, and I was like, you know what, like, this is not what I need to be doing, bro. They left. That was their choice. It wasn't my fault. I did nothing wrong. It's their choice, their decision. They're gonna have to live with it. They lost a good person, you know. And then I just moved on with it, and now I'm at peace with it. I mean, yeah, they left. If they want to come back into my life, like you said, by all means. No, I'm gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna put up a wall because you proves to me that my friendship with you wasn't worth anything. And so why give you that second chance? You know, if they need me, if they need my help, of course I'm gonna help them. That's the type of person I am. Yeah. But if they want me to confide in them and trust in them and be friends with them once more, that's no more. No, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like you said, confiding. Like you don't have to confide in a friend. You don't have to. You can have friends, just friends.
Those are just companions. Those are just companions.
The companion is a friend.
Yeah.
Because all three of us, you can say we're kind of more than friends because we grew up with each other. We're like, basically like we're family at the one point. Well, still at this point. And we confide in one another. We can tell each other like everything. But like if I go to someone at work, like that I created a friendship with, I'm not gonna confide in them everything I tell.
All of a sudden.
I can tell them like, hey, this is like, hey, what's up, what's going on, stuff like that. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is what's happening and everything. Like, I'm not gonna tell them my whole life story. Yeah. And that's the type of thing, like how you said, you can't, like over there, it's not like you can't connect to a lot of people as well because they're not.
They don't know you well.
Yeah, as well as completely as we do. Because the only reason why we have this kind of connection is because we grew up with each other. We kind of saw each other evolve and turn into the people we are today. And we'll probably still see each other evolve to the people we're going to become. Because honestly, I say that we're never done evolving until the day we die. Because you're always, every day you're going to learn something new. You're going to learn that, hey, this person's a bad person. Keep out for this. Keep watch for people like this and stuff like that. You're always going to have things to learn and things to do, and like a lot of people say, you're never gonna stop learning until the day you die.
Yeah.
And the day you die, you probably won't stop learning. I'm not saying it, like, not saying that God's not real or anything, but what happens if it just becomes the next life? How people say old souls, you get reincarnated or something like that. It goes into a different topic, but in the way you can't build walls. You told me that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You can't build walls. You had that biggest thing on me coming in high school and out of high school, that I had walls up on my and around me because I only let people that I truly did trust inside. And you told me no, and I took your word to advice, and out of high school read a lot, and I did. I learned how to protect myself without building walls. I learned how to just take the blows as much as you can, or as much as possible, and you don't get hurt. Because if you know this person's gonna, like, you walks out of your life, yeah, it hurts, but move forward. Don't again cry over spilled milk, but move forward, and then if he comes back, or if the person comes back, just be like, right, sure. And you get in that practice, that repetition. Like, if it does, people do coming in and out of your life. Think of it as electricity. You're a battery, and you're giving knowledge away, and you're receiving knowledge. You're always getting that circular thing, and you're gonna pass people on, and people might come back to you and be like, hey, like, I learned so many things, and here's some of the knowledge, but I'm gonna have to leave you again. Alright, cool. Like, it's gonna be the same thing, emotion of motion, and you're gonna again lose people, bring people back in. It's just a big old cycle. It's you can't take everything truly to heart, especially just friends. I get like if you have a really true connection, say that you've stuck with people for like over 14 years, 13 years, and they fought. Yeah, I get, like, it hurts, like it hurts so much, but at the same time, you can't say that they're not gonna come back, or it's not hurting them as much as it is as us, and you don't know how other people feel. So maybe like them leaving you was hurting them as much as it was hurting you, and maybe they wanted to come back to your life, but they had to go through that cycle of meeting people and leaving people for them to come back to you, and you building a wall is just stopping them from getting that knowledge that you had gotten, and you getting the knowledge they have gotten. And it's just, I always keep everything open, not open to the point where I'm telling them everything, but open to the point where I get knowledge and I can help them out, and they can give me knowledge to help me out later on in life.
Yeah, and people have their reasons sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
To leave you. I mean, like, it sucks. Obviously, we've said that a lot of times already, but you put up the example of that a girl got a boyfriend and she just stopped talking to you. I kind of like went through that too.
Yeah.
I love my girlfriend. Shout out, baby, if you're watching. But she didn't like this one friend I had, and she was a really close friend. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys know who she knows who. She was a really close friend, and when we first started dating, she was like, "Oh, like, I'm not gonna tell you to stop being friends with whoever, you know, like, it's your life and they're your friends." And so yeah, I was like, awesome. Like, she had that trust in me, you know, and that's what builds a relationship, a friendship, trust. So that was amazing. We stayed being friends and whatever, but later on, she was like, okay, like, this is kind of sus, like, you guys are just too close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, at first, I didn't want to stop being friends with her. Like, I've been friends with her forever. And I was blind to the hurt that it was causing my girlfriend. Because just like comments on Instagram or whatever. Now I know that it hurts. It hurts.
Now you can see it.
Yeah, yeah. But back then it was like, it's just a like, it's just a comment, you know? But things change. Like, if you really like a person, you just start to wonder Yeah, sacrifice. That's what I was gonna say too. Sacrifice. You have to make sacrifice, bro. Like, especially if it's a relationship, a girlfriend, and if you really love them, you just have to let go of some people, and I just had to let go, you know, for my girlfriend, for myself. It wasn't like, oh, I don't want to be friends with you anymore.
Yeah.
And like, it's just like, I want to have a healthy relationship with my partner.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have their reasons too. So, which is why you can't just be like, oh, like screw them, you know. But also, like you can't build up which is why you can't build up a wall. Like maybe if they come back later on, don't
completely shut them out.
Yeah, but don't let them in either.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh hey man, how you been? Like, you know, how you doing? Like, just stuff like that. Like, I'll be here if you ever need me. Small talk, bro. Small talk goes a long way. We don't text a lot, but we're like, hey man, how you been? Every once in a while, right? And it's like, good, bro, good.
So that we have that type of friendship. Like I remember reading it. It's like a really good friend or a true friend. A friend will if you stop talking for a month, a year, or whatever, you can't really pick up where you left off. You have to kind of start over. Be like, hey man, how's it going? Stuff like that. With us, it's like. We can go here, you're talking, and then you come back and we're like, hey dude, what's going on? Like, how you been? Like, really, like, truly understand. Like, I know who you are, and I really do understand you.
Yeah.
You might have changed a little bit, but you're still the same person that I grew up with.
I'm insulted now.
You're like, yeah, I'm big, but like, yeah, you can say that I know you from the bottom tip and toe, because me and you have been friends since. You were like yay big.
I'm still that tall.
And me and you, we're like throughout middle school. We were
a new boy.
Yeah. What was it? It was you, Devin, Alex, me.
Yeah.
Always like hanging around with each other. That was us. That was our little group.
Yeah.
And of course, like how it says, groups change. Devin, I haven't talked to Devin forever, but honestly, I hope he's doing extremely well with his 2 kids, and I wish him the best. I hope he stays out of trouble, but. In my way, that I still have that piece of him inside me where I'm like, if he ever called or texted saying, hey, I need your help, or hey, I need you to do that, yeah, I'm stop everything to do and help him out, because we had that not short, it was actually a long time, but it was that friendship of like, I would do anything for you and you would do anything for me, and that's the same thing that I have going on with us. Is if you needed help, for sure, I'm gonna stop and help you as much as I possibly can, as much as I humanly can. Don't like you can't expect like, oh, I need you to pick up a mountain. No, like, but I can start chipping away at that mountain.
Yeah.
But same thing with you. Like, me and you, we all have those friendships. Where
shout out to our childhood friends that are listening, everybody tuning in.
But yeah, like honestly, you can't say that friends. You have the 2 different types of friends and 2 different types of people in the world that you hold into your life. Family is just a different thing. You can't get rid of family. Family is just there.
You turn your back on family.
Hate you.
You can't change family, but friends that become family, that become a part of your life, that sticks with you, that's irreplaceable as well.
Yeah. If your best friend held a gun to your head, what would be your final words?
Fuck you.
And said what? Just to kill me? Or
just to kill you. If your best friend held a gun to your head and he gave you the chance to say something before he pulled that trigger, what would your final words be?
Man, what the heck?
No, like, no context of why he's holding the gun to your head?
No context.
Just like all of a sudden you're just like...
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's like a serious situation. Like, it's not just like, hey, speak to me. Speak to me.
But like,
it's like you guys are, I don't know.
Like someone making him do it?
Someone's making him do it, they're doing it just because they're doing it, but it's your best friend, nonetheless, that's the context of it. It's your best friend, the person that you trust and confide in the most. If your best friend came up to you and held a gun to your head, what would be your final words?
See you in 24 hours.
24 hours. We have a pact. It's stupid. It's not a real pact.
But
We like to call it a pact. It's stupid. It's like a fake agreement
Yeah.
that if he dies, I have 24 hours to live before I die because we're going to hell and we're ruling the hell. We're ruling.
Dang.
We're
So-
taking over. Satan has no.
No saying what we're gonna
Yeah,
do.
exactly.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be like, here you guys go.
Yeah.
This is a stupid little joke that we have.
But yeah.
See you 24 hours.
That's an interesting question, bro.
Imagine, picture the farm.
Yeah.
Picture the farm, the little bunny rabbits.
Yeah. But like honestly, I wouldn't know what to say because I
Yeah,
wouldn't
no.
know what's going on through their head. Like, why are they doing it? Like
Yeah.
you said.
I mean, first of all, I have a lot of best friends. I don't have like one
All of them.
bestest of friends.
All of them.
You know?
Just all of them. Just
Bro.
pointing a gun to you.
What that dog doing? What the dog doing? I'll probably say a line of a meme or something. Just be stupid, like, I'm gonna die anyway. I have a friend over there, and all he does is send me memes. All he do is laugh at me. But, shoot, bruh. Why?
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 Why is a very powerful question
It
or
is.
like a very powerful word.
It's the most powerful question
Yeah.
ever because it's like a never-ending question.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask something, get an answer to it, ask why, and still it leaves you in awe and in wonder as to why. Exactly. Yeah, that's probably the question I would ask. Just like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
And if they wanted to explain themselves, they could. But
They'll probably
it's
just
up
shoot
to
you.
them. Probably just shoot you.
Yeah. At least now.
Anyways,
You know me?
on a lighter topic, what are you most passionate about? What drives you to get up out of bed every single day? What are you most passionate about? Me, I'm most passionate about helping people.
Yeah.
To helping others grow, to motivating them and inspiring them to do better, to be their best selves.
Yeah.
That's what I'm most passionate about. I wake up every day and I tell myself, who can I help today? You know, whether or not I try to help them, if I choose a person to help, you know, like anywhere you go, someone is struggling internally and you don't know. They're silently struggling everywhere you go. Somebody is. And that's like I wake up and I choose to be a good person to everyone that I meet because you never know when someone's gonna need that good person. You know, someone's gonna need that good push. Positivity, acceptance, reassurance, love, joy, happiness, it goes a long way whenever you spread that in the world.
Yeah.
That's what I live for. That's what I'm most passionate about. That's what drives me to wake up every day in the morning. It's just the possibility of helping somebody, of the possibility of saving somebody. Because you never know when someone is on their deathbed, when someone is very suicidal, planning on ending it all. Like you never know when someone is on the verge of that, and then one thing you say to them positively affects them, and they rethink their whole choice, and it saves them. You know, like that's what I live for.
Yeah. That's a very beautiful response. Just helping people is really nice, you know. I mean, like you said, you never know what somebody's going through, and you can be that last hope, that last little light for them, and even just like helping out homeless people, bro. That I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't obviously like here have $20, you know.
Yeah.
But like watching videos on TikTok of people doing that, like it's like so heartwarming, and it's
Yeah.
like wow, there's people out there that actually want to help. But that's amazing.
Like over there at Academy, for lunch I go to like Dollar Tree because it's cheap. There's a lady that's always sitting outside in a wheelchair, and I don't know if she's homeless. I don't know if she just does that, just enjoying life. You know, she just sits there. You know, yeah. Because I think she does. I'm not too sure. I think she has a home. I mean, she looks well groomed and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't want to assume and be like, ma'am, can I buy you something? And then her be like, you know what? Why do you think I'm homeless or whatever?
Yeah.
So like, it kind of scares me in those situations. And I've been wanting to just buy a drink and just a kind gesture, like without even asking her. It's like, get a cold water, buy a cold water, give it to her, say, have a nice day. But I don't know, like, it's in my heart, but like I'm scared to execute it because I don't want to come off as rude.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, those things, the little gestures, bro, they go such a long way.
For sure.
It makes people happy. Positivity, to spread that positivity around the world is what we need. We live in a broken world, dude. Broken people.
Yeah.
It doesn't help when there's negativity being spread. Negativity, hate. We don't need that.
Corrupt systems.
Exactly.
So much going on in the world, bro. But what drives me, I don't know, bro. I really don't know. The excitement of life, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every day is a new day.
Something new.
Yeah, every day is like, I'm gonna be sad, I'm gonna be mad, I'm gonna be happy, I'm gonna laugh a lot, so that's exciting. But like, at the end of the day, all I want is just to make sure my family is healthy and good. My health is good too. So my family. I mean, I do everything I do for my family, for the ones I love. So it just kind of all ties together. Like, if I want to do things for my family, it has to come through money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because money rules everything, bro. Like, you might say, "Oh, I don't care about money," but money rules everything around us. Like, there's no doubt about it. You cannot say money does not make you happy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't. Like, it's not the material things that makes us happy, right?
But
It helps out.
Yeah.
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 It sweetens the honey. It's like you putting more sugar in sweet tea.
Yeah.
You can enjoy life. Like I say that money's not everything because I proved to my family sometimes I don't know.
Sure as hell does make everything a little bit easier.
Sweeter. Yeah, like I proved to my family, hey, if you need help, just tell me. I'm more than happy to help out. And even if it's like my last $10, $20, even like with friends too, it's like if it's my last $20, I'll give them to you because I know that me, myself, and I are gonna work to get more. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, this is my last. I don't know when I'm gonna. Yeah. No, it's just like here's $20. I know I'm gonna get more. So just.
Hey, with that said, you owe me food.
That's what money's for, bro.
Yeah.
Money's gonna come and go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it goes faster than it
Yeah.
comes.
Yeah.
But that's what it is, like, I remember I had to fix my phone. Just recently I bought a new one because I broke it again, but I had to fix it, and I was like, damn, like $200, like, dang it, But it was like, I work for this, like, what was I gonna say? There's a logic line that says, money can buy happiness, but that she can afford it, cause what's a family? No, that she can support it, cause what's a family of 5 if you can't even afford it? And it's just like, money can buy happiness, but it can support it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
But yeah, I guess money. I don't want to sound like oh, I want money. All I want is money. But
Money
I
helps.
wake up every morning and I go to work. And like, I do it for a reason. Money. I don't just work to work. I mean, I could say I'm a soldier to serve for my country, but I don't know. It has a lot of great opportunities for me. But I wake up and it's like another day, another dollar.
Another day, another dollar. Raul, our manager at work, says that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, hey Raul, what's up? How you doing? He's like, another day, another dollar.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of wakes me up, pushes me, is knowledge. Knowledge is like one of the big things that I took out because, no offense, in school and stuff like that, being dyslexic, a lot of people kind of like told me it's like, you're slow. That's one.
You are slow.
No, I'm not.
You're slow.
No.
You're slow.
You're smart. You've always been.
But like, yeah, it kind of bothered me a lot because like a lot of people kind of looked at me like,
Like you're that kid that needs help.
yeah.
Or you're that kid that won't amount to anything.
So, like,
because
Yeah, so like when I
Damn, that seems very specific, bro. You throwing shade or what?
yeah,
going back to
because I
like
tell him those things.
going back to like going back to school and stuff like that. When I found out that there was dyslexic, a lot of people kind of like, it's like, oh, push you off to the side.
Yeah.
We'll give you extra help, whatever, right? So I took advantage of that. I did. I really did take advantage of the school system at one point because like through that was something else. But elementary to like middle, maybe junior high, I let teachers kind of like feel bad for me and kind of like help me out, give me answers and shit like that. Because like, well, if you're gonna feel bad for me, I'm gonna take advantage.
Yeah.
And then it got to me like a lot of people like like in middle school it got to me a lot because you guys had two not executive I don't know what you're talking about. The two classes that you're able to pick.
Electives.
Executive. What was it?
Two
So
executives.
elective, you guys got two elective classes. I only got one.
Yeah.
And that was because I had to take another class,
Dyslexic class.
dyslexic class. So I got really pissed off at that sometimes because I had to shorten things and I couldn't do everything that you guys were able to do in middle school and like enjoy shit like that because I had to take that class. So I like later on I pushed myself to the point where I was like, you know what, fuck that. I'm not gonna be the kid that everyone says, oh, you need help, you need extra help, you need others. So I started practicing and reading and a lot, like just literally just practicing and making sure that I can do it on my own. Sure enough, I got out of the classes and like all in general, like they were like, right, cool, you're normal. But in reality, I still had people kind of telling me like, hey, you're kind of slow, so like push you off to the side. So now from that day forward, like from that day when I got out of the class, I kind of woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna expand my knowledge. I'm gonna do everything I can to prove to people that I'm not just like, oh, just some kid that needs help sometimes. It's like, yeah, don't get me wrong. I'll accept help when it's presented because like sometimes I do need help, but sometimes I do like words skip my mind and I'm like, crap, how do you spell it?
Yeah.
But in reality, I like to expand my knowledge. I read, I learn, I experience, and it's just altogether just knowledge that kind of pushes me to do everything. Like yeah, money comes with knowledge because if you have knowledge, people are paying for it.
You know what I love more than my Lamborghini? Knowledge.
Knowledge.
So yeah, like that kind of pushes me to wake up every day. Like I need to expand so I can make more money, and that comes back into that money kind of makes things sweeter. It's kind of to me that's kind of proving everyone wrong that kind of thought hey, you're kind of slow to like hey, I expanded my knowledge, I'm making money, I'm expanding all this and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. School wasn't for me. Like I got bored really quick because I had to follow their guidelines and their time span, and sometimes I never tried in high school. I was always doing the bare minimum. And Miss Crockett saw it. If Miss Crockett and perhaps watching this,
Shout out Miss Crockett.
But Miss Crockett saw this. Mr. Montes saw it too. They pushed me. They were like, "Why aren't you taking pre-AP classes? Aren't you taking AP classes and all this other stuff?" And I was like, "I don't need to." And I told Montes that. I was like, I don't need to prove to anyone how smart I am.
Yeah.
And he understood, but he kind of pushed me because he gave me a little harder work. If not, he would tell me help students out, like help people out that don't understand it.
Yeah.
Help them out, and it is true. Like when you teach someone, it helps you gain more knowledge because you're learning what other people are kind of like thinking, and it's kind of helping you out. Like, okay, maybe I can come at it at a different angle, learning how he thought about it. I could probably put that into my own thing and pick up something new, and that's what I did. And like, I never tried, and I kind of regret it, but at the same time I kind of don't because it's like there's really use for it for trying, but I do kind of regret it not like proving to people right then and there that I can do this. I'm smarter than what you think I am.
Yeah. That's a big factor that I went through in high school is the proving people wrong factor. because in high school, growing up, my voice was silenced a lot. I would share my mind, speak my mind, and people were like, "Nah, like, you know what you're talking about. You're stupid. Shut up." You know, and like it happened throughout elementary school all the way to high school, and me being the person that I am was like, nah, like I want to help motivate and inspire people. You know, a lot of people were like, "Nah, it's stupid." I wrote music. People were like, "Ah, you're not gonna get anywhere with music," and I'm just like,
Just kill yourself.
why? Yeah, like why? Oh my God, there was this one kid that's like, "Hey, your music doesn't matter. Nothing about you matters. Kill yourself."
Was it?
Yeah, literally, this one kid. He knows about it. It was so stupid. Like he was pissed off at me for no reason, and he was like, "You know what? You're not gonna amount to anything in life. Kill yourself. Your life's not worth it." As a matter of fact, your music stupid. No one likes it. And I'm just like, okay, and anyways, but there was a lot of people that I don't know why. I got a lot of hate in high school for some reason. It was just little hate. Yeah, it probably not the biggest hate like you see like on Billboard charts and whatever.
Yeah.
People rap about. It's not hate that much, but you know, it's just like little things here and there. You know, a lot of people were like, they would make jokes, but it wasn't jokes. It was disrespect disguised as a
Just
joke.
things that motivate you.
Yeah, exactly. And through that, I pushed through, and I wanted to prove people wrong, and that's why I became student council president my senior year. That's why I was up there every day at the pep, well, not every way, but like every Friday at the pep rallies, my voice being heard throughout the school, showing people what I was made of. You know, showing people that my voice did matter, and that's what I wanted to portray through my music. Through my music, yeah, sometimes we all go through silent struggles, but we all want our voices to be heard, but we're scared to put them out there because we don't know what people are going to think of us.
Yeah.
And my music is one, that therapy for me, but at the same time, those people that are feeling things that I write about, that can relate to it, it's like their voice is being spoken too. You know, that's why I'm doing the podcast. You know, your voice is being spoken, it's being heard, your voice is being heard. You know, that's the beauty of it. People are listening to what you think, what you feel, what you want to say in life, what you want to share. That's the beauty of this podcast is that I'm making. My voice is being heard too. I'm giving lessons to people. You're giving lessons to people. Everyone that's coming, like I said, literally and like figuratively, metaphorically, and literally is bringing something to the table.
The table.
The table. Yeah.
Nice.
Last question.
Words to the table.
Okay. Last question. What do you treasure most?
Treasure.
That is what you are. You're my golden star. What do you treasure most? One thing.
Oh,
One thing that you
one
treasure most.
thing? I treasure. Is this like an object or?
Anything. One thing. It could be a person. It could be a hobby. Like I said, it could be an object. Like anything. What do you treasure most? One thing.
I treasure life.
Treasure life most.
Yeah, but I
Right.
think that's
Cliche.
vague.
Well,
What part of life?
life in general, like life, living, like you waking up and then being able to go do things that some other people can't. Like me going to
Yeah.
work, me going to do this. My life. Let me rephrase that.
Your
I
life.
treasure my
There
life
you go.
because not everyone can say I wake up and like, oh, I'm Kris, or like, hey, I'm doing this. Or
I don't want to wake up and say, "Oh, I'm Kris."
Yeah, no, you don't. But yeah, like, yeah, like, think about it. If I woke up and became Isaac, I wouldn't know how to handle his life. I don't know what kind of shit he's going through, what type of stuff he's like on his mind and stuff like that. I'm thankful for what I'm going through and what I can take control of. I can't say for everyone else, but like that's what I'm thankful for. That God kind of gave me. Like, I'm thankful for what He did to me. Like, my childhood wasn't the greatest. My childhood wasn't the best, but whatever happened in my past is what made me into the person I am today. And the person I am today, I can say that I can help people out. Like, I can bring a smile to their face. And I tell people that. I like bringing a smile to people's faces. Especially if they're sad and down, and I can see that. I love bringing a smile to a person's face, because that kind of makes my day.
Yeah.
Not a lot of things make me happy, but like bringing a smile to someone's face, is
It does it.
it's priceless.
It does it
It
for
is
you.
priceless. It's happiness at its truest form. Especially like if you're sad and you bring a smile to a person's face, that's like heartwarming. I just said like how you see these videos. It's heartwarming because like you're able to bring kind of a glimmer of light into that person's shadow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thankful for. My life. I'm thankful for who I am, my life, what I can do, and what I can't do yet.
What do you treasure most?
What do you treasure most?
What I treasure most? My heart. My heart. My ability to relate to people and connect with them on a deeper level than most people can. Anytime I meet somebody, whether it be a stranger or a friend that I've seen or whatever, when I meet somebody and we have a conversation, it's weird because without me even trying, they can resonate off of the energy and wavelength that my heart gives off, and automatically, it's weird, they can confide in me. I've noticed it. Any person that I meet, they get to know me, they talk to me and stuff like that, they realize that I am who I am, and they start ranting to me, or they start sharing their life with me.
Yeah.
The beautiful parts of it, the dark parts of it. That's what I treasure most, is my heart. The ability to be able to connect with people on deeper levels, because it does go a long way in understanding people more. And a lot of people in life, they feel like they're not understood. They feel like they're not appreciated for who they truly are. And my heart allows for those people to feel good.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter who I meet. It doesn't matter the type of person I meet. If I've known them before, if they're complete strangers, we get to talking, and the resonance of my heart vibrates with theirs. Like the souls just completely intertwine, and I'm able to, in a way, help them. You know, this is like another thing that I treasure. I mean, I'm gonna completely go off topic, but I have a way with words sometimes. Whenever someone's asking me for advice, or whenever I'm speaking to somebody, when I'm writing my songs, when I'm writing my speeches, when I ask people questions and then I give my feedback or my answer to them, I do have a certain way with words that makes everything kind of tie in together. When I don't repeat myself, because I do repeat myself a lot and it's stupid. But it allows for everything to come together and make sense, and in a way it allows people, it's the way that I just answer those questions or share my ideas and thoughts and lessons with other people, is that it's very universal. Like what I say, it's kind of general, but at the same time it's generally related to the specific thing that they're going through.
Yeah.
And it helps them, you know. And my way with words, in a way, it kind of just it makes me happy, because that comes from my heart. Everything that I do in life comes from my heart. That's why I say that my heart's the strongest part of my being. It's because everything that I do comes from it's driven from my heart.
Yeah.
And put out there for the world to see.
That's good. That's good. I don't know, you guys had good answers.
That's what I
I
treasure.
don't know what I treasure the most. I really don't. No. I mean, I could say family. Everybody treasures their
Everyone
family.
treasures family,
I could say, well, I really treasure my family, but I think not my heart, my mind.
Your mind. Okay.
My mind. It's just the mind is so powerful, bro. Literally, it's just the most powerful thing ever. If you want to do something, you can do it. And I'm just so glad that I don't have any like illness, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't feel bad for the people that do, because man, some people with some illnesses are like super smart people.
They're talented,
Yeah.
bro. Like I saw, like the other day on Instagram, I saw a paraplegic from the Olympics. Obviously, it's a paraplegic. They do that for a living.
Yeah.
He had no legs. It was like the prosthetic. Not even prosthetic leg. It was like the curves, like the metal curves or whatever.
I
I
know.
don't really get.
Yeah.
But he was a sprinter, bro. And I was like, damn, that's so cool. Like, there's so many people that they're talented. No, well, yeah. There's so many people that have
Bigger hurdles they need.
bigger hurdles to overcome in life, but they make it possible.
Still, yeah. It's kind of just ties back to everything. Like, if you want to do it, you're gonna do it. You know,
Yeah.
you're not gonna stop working.
You're not gonna make any excuses.
Yeah. Obstacles are part of
Life.
the path to
Yeah.
success. You know, obstacles are gonna create you, and if you let them break you,
That's
then
it.
yeah, you have to be like, oh, this obstacle had to be here for me to move
Yeah.
on.
Mhm.
You know, and even if you don't overcome an obstacle, and we just I keep going back to everything, but it's all just perception.
Because that's that when we
It's
began
life,
we
bro.
start when we began to talk to it's life. It's the makings of life. Yeah. Like how everyone says hurdles and stuff like that. Perception, yeah. Everyone says hurdles to jump through. To me, I look at it as every choice and every thing that you come across is a path. It's a fork in the road. You take the easy way out, you're gonna get. Yeah, I don't have to deal with that obstacle anymore, but it got me a little further away from where I want to go.
Yeah.
So I always say, like my dad said, every choice that you make has a good and bad outcome. You have to outweigh those, and it comes in, and I always think of it as a tree. Like, to me, when I look at it, like it looks like a path. It looks like a tree branch, because there's so many, like when you look at a tree branch, it's like so many like branches and little twigs here and there that kind of push you off into different directions, and you're trying to get to the end, but like sometimes you have to jump onto another branch to get to the end. Like you have to make those decisions of like, do I want to take the easy way out? Yeah, it gets me further, but it doesn't give me as much stress.
Yeah.
But if I take the hard way and push through, it gives me a shorter distance, but it does give me a mental, like it gets me mentally tired or physically tired or something like that. It's just depending on how you want to take life. You can take the easy way and then kind of change your path every now and then, or you can just take the easy way and just get there when you get there, or you want to take the hard way, just make sure you get there as fast as you can.
Yeah, in order to succeed, you have to take a risk, bro. I was talking to RAUL, friend, for the podcast, we know him, friend. And he wants to start like a business, a construction business.
Pretty cool.
And he was just saying, how a Hispanic family, a Mexican family, all they know is work, you know, like just working hard, coming home to their family, sleeping next day, working hard. It's just how we're born, how we're raised. And
How we're built.
Yeah. He was like, I don't want to do that, bro. Like, obviously I want to work hard for my family, for myself, but I want to be different. And what made me think differently, no. What was different before is that I was scared.
Okay.
I was scared of not succeeding. I was scared of taking risks, of failing. He was like, as soon as I stopped being scared, I knew I could do it.
Yeah.
I knew I could do anything, and that's what it is. You can't be scared, because life's gonna throw anything at you, and it all depends on how you take it. If you're gonna let it bring you down, you're gonna come down. So don't be scared. Take risks.
That's all life is. Risk.
Risk. Yeah.
Risk. There was one thing that I did want to ask. I don't. Well, I know that was the last question, but there's one thing you brought it up. You said perception. Perspective. This perspective. You have perspective. You have perception. Do you think that there's a difference between the two? And if you do, what is it? Because I am very strong. I've thought about this forever. I've thought about it forever. And I think I've finally gotten the handle on what the difference is between them. But I want to see what you guys think is the difference before I go and share.
Wait, between perspective and
Perspective and
perception?
perception, yeah. Perspective and perception.
What the heck? I think I might have meant to say perspective.
Okay.
Because I don't even know what the heck perception is.
Like
I'm
how you
trying to
take it.
think about it.
I think it's how you take it. Like perspective
It's how you look at it?
how you looking at it, and perception is like
Perception.
perception. I'm sorry, is like how you take it. Cause like I can look on the outside. I can look at the outside of in a perspective way, and be like, oh, cool. But when it's actually happening to me, I have to take my perspective of it. Like, so like I would say perspective is viewing the whole thing.
Okay.
Like viewing the story. Perspective is you being the character inside the story, going through it. Like you have to kind of like see how you're gonna take it. Perspective is your take on it. Perspective is like your whole story.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So perspective to me is how you blindly view something. You see it. Your first impression on it. Boom. That's perspective. It's how you see things in life. That's what perspective is. Perception is how you understand it and interpret the things that you are seeing. Perception goes deeper than perspective, because perspective is just the surface. Perspective is what you see, what's there, you know. Perception is how you view it and, like you said, take it in and understand it. It goes deeper, because perception, with perception, it's all about, I guess, like analyzing what you're seeing. It's interpreting it in your own words and your own thoughts, ideas, emotions, feelings.
That makes sense.
Is what perception is, versus where perspective is kind of just like I said,
surface.
surface. Exactly. And like I don't know, like I don't know if I was listening to somebody talk about it or if it's probably because I listen to NF, and NF has a album called Perception, and so I was thinking about perception, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like the whole album, he is in his own little world, you know, and it's basically it's how he perceives his life, but at the same time, the whole album gives general ideas and broader topics that it's how you can perceive it yourself. It's all perception, and it's like I thought it was pretty cool. So I was thinking about it, and then I was like, well, what's the other word? There's something that kind of like closely related to it, but and then I was like, oh, perspective. And so I wrote them down. Like I immediately wrote that I was gonna write a song about perspective versus perception. Just I don't know how I was gonna write the song. I was gonna write the speech or something like that. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know, like this could be like a good question to ask somebody, just to have a regular conversation and what they think about it. And so I just wanted to share that because you were talking about it. You mentioned it, and so I was like, oh, that's something to talk about and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I see it.
I think I might have meant to say perspective. But perception works for what we're talking to, because it's how you take it. You know?
Guys, that was the end of the podcast. Do you guys have anything else before we go ahead and wrap it up?
Keep on swimming, man. Like Dory said, keep on going forward.
Keep on swimming. Just keep moving.
Like
Keep
who said?
moving forward.
Dory. Keep on swimming.
Low key though, Dory is a shark. Keep on swimming, bro. Just keep going, keep going.
Or Joe Dirt. He's like, you gotta keep on, man. You gotta work me.
Alright, guys, so thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. Isaac, Kris, Hobbs. We'll go ahead and do more of these, obviously. So keep it up. I'm hoping to get some merch out in the next few weeks. Hats, shirts. Kris gave me an idea to do like a Yeti cup and just put the sticker on it or whatever. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know. Stay tuned for when these are coming out. They're gonna come on YouTube. I'll go ahead and put the link on my Instagram and stuff like that. And so, thank you guys for tuning in. Before we leave, for the thumbnail, let's pose so that we can get like a little. Let's screenshot it. All right. Wait, what are you doing? All right, 1, 2, 3.
I don't look too good.
All right, again. 1, 2, 3.